So good evening, everybody. We welcome Chamtrul Rinpoche back again after an absence of about 3 years, just prior to lockdown. 4 years, is it? We were about to have him, and then everything was locked down. So we're very pleased that he managed to include us in his quite extensive tour. We've been very busy travelling and teaching all of, and it continues into Europe, isn't it? So we're very fortunate for that. So I'm going to hand over to Joy, who's his and tour manager. And
you keep praising me, it's fine. Hi everyone. Thank you all for coming. My name is Joy, and I'm travelling to India with the UK for a while. And we're just at the end now, so we've got one more event tomorrow with Rachel in Northampton, and then a weekend retreat, and then we'll finish in the show with go off to Europe. So I'd just like to give a brief introduction to Rinpoche. The Chamtrul Rinpoche is the third in line of recognised reincarnation in the lineage tradition, which is the oldest school in Tibetan Buddhism. He first took his seat in his monastery at the age of 14 and studied at Margaret Kashi-Chong Monastery, Hakok Monastery, and Lalambara. Completing his training and studies under some of the most eminent masters of the 20th century. He has been conferred the title Kempo twice, which is the equivalent of a Doctor of Buddhist Philosophy. After Rinpoche completed his formal training, he opened a monastic college for a seat of learning for many months under his care and spent many years there training and teaching his monks. He is a well-known master, scholar, and practitioner with profound knowledge of Buddhist teachings of Sutra, Tantra, and Dzogchen, and has many Tibetan and international students in his library. When Rinpoche was traveling the world, he resides in Dharamsala in Himalaya in India, where he founded the Bodhicitta Center, which attracts thousands of students who come from all across the globe to learn Dharma and be compassionately guided towards inner peace and happiness. You can find out more information about Rinpoche and his travels in the Bodhicitta Center on Chamtrul_Rinpoche.com. So everybody can have the opportunity to sit in Rinpoche's surrender and listen to his profound teaching. Rinpoche always teaches on donation. That means we do depend on these donations to help support the tour, including living and travel expenses, and to return again next year. So please be as generous as you possibly can. We also have a scan code for online payments. I hope you enjoy and get benefit from this precious teaching work I have received. If you'd like further information, you can check in the show's website. And tonight, Rinpoche will teach love and compassion, the root of peace and happiness. And tomorrow, we will have a relationship between mind, energy, and matter. Thank you.
Okay, so first I'm going to some short spiritual prayer. In the second stage, speak, and third stage with the question and answers. And the fourth and the last, the conclusion of this session prayer. Then these two types of prayers, if you know, you can do prayer. If you don't know, you just relax on your comfortable seat and meditate on your relaxation and focus on my melody prayers. So now, first I'm going to some special prayer that prayers be presented for everybody.
Anya
Yeshim Ju Saraya Kusha Tachaji Namo Ayatanga Haike Dana Jinke Jumda Mamike Nanda Doki Jekism Hamche Get Chujon Kudur Chir. Okay, so we can declare together 3 chants only the generation of Bodhicitta. May all beings enjoy happiness and the process of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the process of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and others distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the process of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the process of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and others distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the process of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the process of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and others distant. Alright, so this evening we're going to talk about the love and compassion is at the root of peace and happiness. That's the title of this topic. So, generally, everyone, same, there's no exceptions like us, wanting happiness and peace. That's very clear. So that's why since we born in this world until comes the death, between there day and night during 24 hours, we're going to find the peace and the happiness. So therefore, as actually, so one important thing so we necessary to understand what we wanted, the happiness and the peace, with cause and the conditions or without cause and conditions. That's the first one important research, the question from this way. In case without cause, without condition, just automatically and causelessly can arresting the peace and the happiness, then what problems? The logic. That's unlogical, because that's not true. Because once appears the peace and happiness must be as permanent forever, because no cause and no conditions. On the other hand, we also can say, if without cause and condition, then must be will never ever chance arising newly the peace and the happiness, because they have no cause and no condition, because no reason that peace and happiness happiness will be experiencing later after comes, or before, the letter of before, because there's no cause and no condition. That's the no cause, that's not correct. Anyone, if you believe without cause, without conditions, could begin experiencing the rapid result of peace and happiness. That's totally wrong view, because that's unlogical. In this case, the means is the appearances of the experience of peace and happiness must be is depend to the cause and conditions. So this also should not be depend to the wrong cause and the wrong conditions. That also not possible. That means is, for example, unlike the apple fruit, depend to the cause condition. This we agreements we know, but it cannot from wrong cause and wrong condition. Like apple fruits could be born from apple seed, but cannot born from orange seed. So on. If apple fruit could be born from everything, and that means there's no natural rule of cause and effect, because every effect is producing from any different kind of causes conditions. But that is also not true. Apple fruit only producing from apple seed, but not from orange seed. Just this is another example. So likewise, that's why I'm talking is the happiness and the peace also must be born from to the similar cause and similar conditions, which cannot from wrong cause and wrong conditions. So in this case, what is the similar cause and condition of the peace and happiness, the effect of peace and happiness? And briefly, we can divide it into these two different kinds of levels of the causes and conditions for a rapid result experiencing of the peace and the happiness, according to the Buddhist philosophy point, the answer. So these two different levels are means is one is we can say the long reason, the long cause and the condition from long, and one is just near, very cause and conditions from very near. That's true. So that means is the natural law of cause and effect. If we're thinking this way, we need to understand from karma. Karma, Sanskrit language in Tibetan lay, on English literally action. Karma means. So action, the question is when we was started or acted the activity, the action. Since from beginningness we were just born in this samsara, must be with actions. No matter with the form or without form body, but the mental body is always there existed. So therefore, is sometimes the actions from whether physically, acting verbally, and mentally. And sometimes it's born without form from lesser being, and then the acting in with mentally. So therefore I'm saying no matter with form or without form, but action is always rely on the motivation. So in this case, the karma, the action, the long way, thinking about the cause condition from the long way, and that not only from the creative, not from this life. This, the long, the cause and condition is from so many lives before, already created. maybe positive karma, sometimes negative karma, sometimes equanimity, a mobile karma, but anyway, whether positive or negative, but this karma we say contaminated karma. Because the fully repentant result again is reborn in this cyclic existence or on this world, the samsara, which cannot beyond to the samsara as long as producing the result from contaminated karma. So therefore, if during our past life or previous life was enough accumulated the merits and the virtues, and on top enough the aspiration dedicated the prayers, coming future, freedom reborn from low realms and reborn higher in the fortune realms. So therefore, when they completed the actual course and the long course and the condition, achieving long conditions, and then it could become reborn, free repentance to result in this realm, the happiness and the peace. You have chance opportunity more and peaceful place, peaceful countries, peaceful family, and the more you have chance experiencing happiness, enjoyment, your life. This is from the long course and long condition. And then the question is everything necessarily is produced from the long course and conditions only? Not. Because the second course and conditions near the just close one. So then from the near course and condition, which means is in this life, the projection course and conditions projected in this result or in this life. But the projected with the projected result depend to the achieved condition. That means is since we grow up after mother's giving birth, and then because as mentioned to you, we can say the fully repentant result depending to the cause and condition we say. Or the fruits, fully repentant result fruits, born from the similar to the cause and condition. So how we know, how we judge, that in briefly we can get two different definitions. One is we say experiencing the result of experiencing similar to the cause and condition. One is the conduct similar to the cause and condition. So what means is the conduct or the action similar to the cause condition means is a sense just you born naturally when you grow up with a very peacefully, happily, joyfully, and with positively. No need to learning, no need to study, no need to teach, no need to follow different cultures, just natural quality. This is you are very positive. Since small child, small baby, when you grow up, that means is because the conduct similar to the cause. Because this telling us the sign you are a very fortunate person and you are a very good life. And this because during your past lives you did very well the virtues and the merits and the dedication, the prayers, aspiration, everything. Was you are a very kindness person during your life, during the previous life you are very positive, So therefore, that's why the projected result naturally when you grow up very positively. That's what we can say the conduct similar to the cause. But unfortunately, sometimes it's the opposite. naturally is very activity in negative, very much uncompassionate, very harmful one, harming one, very gossip, something is the mind very negative, afflicted, with the expression of the afflicted emotion. Naturally, not follow tradition, not follow cultures, not someone's teaching otherwise but themselves, just grow up like very negatively. That means it's also the conduct similar to the cause, telling he or her previous past life was unfortunately not quite good enough. He or her previous life also very negative. The actions from body and speech, heart. So therefore, even born in this fortune human realm, but still following the habitual, the basic tendencies to the he or her past action, the previous action, the life of the actions of previous life. So anyway, this either positive or negative, but as we can say, the content is similar to the cause and the condition. That's one thing. And then the second, the experiencing similar to the cause and condition. That means is you feeling just naturally when you're born and grow up, your life is very peacefully, happily, joyfully, and very comfortable, and a very relaxation and restness and satisfaction feeling naturally. And that means is because your experiencing is very positive. And so this sign telling us is the result to repent experiencing is a very happy enjoyment. That means is during your past life, you was already did the virtuous actions to the other people, other beings made happy, enjoy. Was so many other beings was having experienced happiness, enjoyment, depending to your previous action. So therefore, today we born in this higher fortune human realm, but not only just born here, but we be fortunately this chance opportunity to offer the happiness, enjoyment, and we say experiencing the virtues similar to the cause and condition. That's one. And then the opposite, unfortunately, is just born naturally very unhappiness, very is unsatisfaction feeling, and very sadness and something disappointed, regret, mantra, then, net, and grow up like this way. So this means is the experiencing negative, experiencing similar to the he or her previous life. Also is very much so many times hurt, harm to other beings, make unhappy and unsatisfaction and destroy their happy enjoyment or so on, mislead, loss of the karma. So therefore, today, even born in this fortune human realm, but still yet not exhausted completely the imprints of the misdeed action with the other beings during the past life. So therefore, still is going this experiencing naturally coming. So that is anywhere as these countries we can say experiencing similar to the cause and condition. So this cause and the effect, the nature of cause and effect is we talk a little bit the cause condition from the long cause and long condition, because long means is not we talking from this life. We're talking the result effect the experiencing this life, but is the result, the cause and conditions from past life. We're talking. That's a long one. That's why we say long cause and condition and long causes and long conditions from long. And then is the near, the close one, cause condition. That means it's in this life, from early age, when we maybe it's follow some traditions, or follow maybe some culture, different cultures, and maybe it's some different educated, and then is you going actions on if you are very positively, and then is the end of your life. Or during the moments you have chance, opportunity, more peace and more happy, more enjoy, because that means is more the harmony, the relatively to each other, because you are a very kindness person, you are very positively, everything's. So you are very responsibility, We are very, so therefore, this means is we can say that experiencing the happiness, enjoyment is depend to the achieving the condition or achieving the condition. This is from this life we're talking. So that's one, the cause and condition of happiness, enjoyment. And then the opposite, unfortunately, is follow some wrong tradition, wrong culture, wrong education, and wrong view, a mistake, a misconception, misunderstanding, follow the wrong logic, and then unfortunately is your heart or our mind has become deluded with obscuration and delusion, the obscuration of afflicted emotion obscured to your pure nature mind. So therefore, is so many of the obstacles arising in this life. So many sufferings, so many unrelaxation, unrestness feeling, unpeaceful, so unsatisfaction. So these countries depend to of the experiencing and the condition similar to the of achieving in the present moment the condition. So therefore, this is a little bit important. We need to understand, because from Buddhist philosophy, many overall we're talking. Everything is what our life experience is good or bad. Either both are dependent to our action or karma. That means the natural law of cause and effect, we say. So therefore, why would this be called natural law? Natural rule. Natural and the natural law and natural rule means is that no one cannot beyond to the natural law, natural rule. This is not dependent on the man and woman. That not dependent to the powerful or is it the without powerful. That not dependent to the like kings, queens or something. No matter sense of the simple, very poor, pretty beggar up to a very a high level of like kings, queens, ministers, presidents, or powerful countries, but still it cannot be beyond to this natural rule. Cannot destroy this natural law, cannot change the natural rule. So this is a natural law, cause of effect. And it's a natural law, cause of effect. This is natural rule. So this meant is, as mentioned usually, I'm saying the apple fruit can produce from apple seed, but cannot from orange seed. This is not dependent to the power of others. Like kings, queens, countries rule and law. Nobody can forcefully apple producing from the orange seed. Not possible. Whether you are powerful or not, but when you planted the apple seed and that apple fruit is coming, never cannot change. This is why apple fruits born from apple seed. That means natural law of cause and effect. The effect, the result of apple fruits naturally is related to the apple seed, have no natural relations to the orange seed. That's why I cannot destroy this natural rule. Likewise, everything is what goodness, happiness, enjoyment, or unhappiness. What happens for us, everything is dependent to the natural, the cause and the conditions. So, in this way, there's one important thing in our question. So, what is the actual cause and the condition of the happiness and the peace? Because today all this topic is, we mentioned love and compassion is as the roots of peace and happiness. That is just briefly the title of this topic today. So, in this case, now we need to understand both of suffering experiencings and experiencings of happiness, peace or unpeace. These both are very much dependent to our heart, our mind, one's own mind, one's own motivation. Mind. That means a good heart, if you have good motivation, if you can cultivate on the positive emotion, with these performing the result experiencing also will be positive, happy life, peaceful life. enjoyment in life comes to you. If our heart or our mind is focused on the engagement on the negative emotion, day and night, and then the appearances, the experiencing effect, the presence of the appearances are also is negative, which means so many sufferings, so many unpleasant feelings, so many the obstacles, unpeaceful life, so many terrible life this comes to us. So therefore, very important as much we can try to find the root of happiness, enjoyment is not comes from the external object. It comes from the internal mental quality, one's own. So spiritually is compassion, love. These two is very important for everyone equally, no matter some of you traditional followers, some of you non-traditional followers. No matter you are religious and non-religious followers. But the matters with compassion and love your heart, you have chance, more happy and peace. If lack compassion and love, and then is lack the chance of the peace and happiness. That means your heart is completely full, the compassion and love fully, and then is your life is completely fully, is chance peaceful, life is peaceful and life is happy life. 100% we can guarantee that logically and there are experienced the examples, the proofs we can form. And then as your heart is weak, like not very completely, but like middle level, the compassion and love, and then experiencing your life, so also you have chance experiencing the peace for life and the happy life, like middle level chance opportunity. If our heart with little love, little compassion, and then you have little peaceful life, and you have chance experiencing little of the enjoyment and happiness. Totally lack, completely lacking compassion and love from your heart. Heart is full, completely, unfortunately, negative, comfort or harming mind, hatred, jealousy, anger, afflicted the emotions, completely obscured to your nature mind, that also distraction mind. And then there's no hope, unfortunately, no chance, the peaceful life, and no chance of experiencing of happy enjoyment life. That's no. We can see the proofs among these human realm if you research it carefully, and it's very different people with compassion, loving kindness, or without loving compassion. These two people, these two family, these two group, and these two country, or so and so on. Like this way, if you compare and to others, and then very different. The situation is very different. So that's also again you say because that's a natural law. Of course, the effect is like that. So very important. Therefore, we need to as much can cultivating mind is on the love and the compassion. So now, what is the difference? The definition between the aspect of compassion and aspect of love. Actually, it's a point is not very different, but the aspect can be a little bit different. So love is when you feel yourself or other be happy with enjoy and successfully everything's going very well, rich, health, wealth, everything's very smoothly, going very peacefully, and then if you feel very comfortable, very relaxation and rejoice, and may you wish everyone is become happy, enjoyment like that, marriage, never ever is no one is separate from such happiness, such enjoyment, such pleasures, such fortunate opportunity to something. If you can focus cultivating your mind on this energy comes to your bottom of your heart. That means it's compassion. That means it's the aspect of love. Love is the real, the ultimate love. The real the pure love, infinite love, we can say immeasurable love for everyone without any exception. If you can generate this kind of love and this kind of kindness for everyone without any exceptions, if you can. That is the aspect, the definition of love means like that. And then compassion, aspect of compassion. Compassion is when you see, when you feel yourself or your people or other beings, whenever, whatever, no matter situation, but when you know is someone is going wrong, problem, suffering, unhealthy or poverty, unsatisfaction, or something losing, anywhere is something going very trouble, time. When that times if you feel very sad, very regret, very disappointedness, and you wish very much deeply, may wish as soon as possible could become free from such of experiencing suffering and the causes and the conditions of suffering without any exceptions. Equally, if you can share this energy, this mental healing power, if you can healing for equally everyone, and that is the aspect, definition of compassion. So this is only is different, distinguish the aspects of definitions between love and compassion. Love is wish everybody always be happy, enjoy, will never separate the happiness and the process of happiness. That's love. Compassion is soon as possible, everybody free from the suffering and the process of suffering. Will never be again suffering like this. That is compassion. But what means is a great compassion and normal regular compassion? What is great love and normal love? Because normal compassion is only, of course, oneself. There's no need question because we have self-cherishing. And self-cherishing is there, always self-attachment. But also is we can love and compassion to your people, your parents, your children, your friends. But that's very limited actually. We cannot, the ordinary perception, we cannot progressing to equally for everyone without any exception. So therefore this is the ordinary love, ordinary compassion, the temporary, we can say the limited compassion, limited love. And then even this limited love and compassion, the seed of compassion love, if you can generating in of unlimitedness way, means there's no depend to the friend or enemy. It's depend for everybody is become happy enjoyment. If you wish, may you wish everyone equally be happy enjoyment, and may you wish equally for everybody free, want to be free from suffering, process of suffering. This kind, if you can generate this pure motivation from your heart, that is infinite love, infinite compassion, great compassion. We say great loving kindness, we can say. So that is very, very the root of happiness and the peace of your life. Because this is very true. Because unpeace, peaceful life, the problems, unharmonies, or so on. What is the root is that you check because too much separation, too much selfishness, and there's no enough strong of the love and compassion to each other. Therefore, this very grasping, too much selfishness person always be thinking, talking. The number one, the first best is for oneself, and then the other extra, the bad things is for sharing others, so sharing for others. This is the problem, and then fighting each other, quarreling each other, jealous each other, very unsatisfaction with each other, or so on, so on. So this is the very clear. That's not traditions talking only. That's not religious talking only. Even though not only Buddhist talking, but that's the nature we can understand. So therefore, that's clear. All this title, we can say, love and compassion is as the roots of peace and enjoyment. So this is very important one things. And then the happiness, enjoyment, the peace, also we can divide into the two different levels. One is the ultimate peace, and the ultimate happiness or enjoyment. That's one. Other one is, we can say, temporary happiness and temporary peace. So, what is the difference? The temporary happiness, the temporary enjoyment is a very few moments, in the present of moments, you have chance, sometimes happy, peaceful, but unfortunately, this is relative to the suffering of change. Because the samsara, suffering of samsara, and according to Buddhist point of view, we can division into, actually, we can experience various different kind of aspects of the suffering, but we can division into three different categories. Suffering of change, and the all progressive suffering. So the first one, the suffering of suffering, this easy, this definition could be experiencing or recognition even better animals, because animals' heart or mind is more stupid than human mind. Or human mind is more clever. But even is the stupid mind of animals, they can feel, they can directly can experiencing, directly can recognize the suffering or suffering. The reason when they born nature, when they are resting appearance, this is suffering. As long as remaining continuously, still is suffering. And then when we ceasing and stopping the continuity of this suffering, and then happy, enjoy, will be happy, enjoyment experiencing. So that's why even animals, they can recognize the suffering of suffering. But the second one, the suffering of change, that is a little bit not that much easy to recognize. We need to follow the judgments, follow the valid cognition. Little bit we need to analyze, investigate to understand. Otherwise, directly, when the appearance still is unsuffering. When the appearance is happy, enjoy. And then is continuously, as long as remaining the temporary happiness, enjoyment, still you feel happy, enjoy. But when we'll be ceasing, when we'll be stopping the continuity, this temporary happiness, enjoyment, or the temporary peace, and then suffering, will be experiencing suffering directly. So therefore, but that time too late, actually, was mistake. This peace, that kind of peace and that kind of happiness is very, very desire attachment to them. We believe very much trust to them, as that is forever it must be peace, happy, enjoy. But unfortunately, that's a deceptive object of peace, peaceful. That's a deceptive object of enjoyment and happiness. So therefore, it's sooner or later will be deceiving to us, regretment will be bring. That means it's temporary happiness, temporary enjoyment. At the moment, this temporary moment is good, but not forever good, because when they bring changes into suffering, is a problem. So therefore, this kind is not easy directly to recognize, because they're cheating us. Directly looks like very nice, very good, very happy, very enjoyment, very peaceful, or something is very wonderful, very amazing looks like. But just reflection of peace, happiness, enjoyment, but is related to the suffering of change. So that's the second one of the suffering of change. So this kind of happiness, the peaceful is we say temporary happiness. That is because temporary happiness, because temporary enjoyment. This cannot be satisfaction, endlessly cannot. Temporarily can happy, enjoy, but ultimately not. So therefore now, if you are a very intelligent person, if you are a very logicians, a judgment person, and then on top of the temporary happiness and temporary peaceful your life, you should not be satisfaction only this. You must be need to add on top of this temporary happiness and the peaceful. Fourth, ultimately you need to add to form the ultimate peace and the ultimate enjoyment. What means ultimate peace and ultimate enjoyment? Because these both of the suffering of the change, and sometimes the third one is all progressive suffering. This all is actually composed or produced from the contaminated karma. Contaminated karma. So now we need to change. From the contaminated karma is we need to transfer into or change into uncontaminated karma. Uncontaminated karma means pure karma. Totally pure, uncontaminated karma. Your action, the contaminated action from body, speech, or heart, we change into uncontaminated, the actions and speech and the heart. If you can collecting about the uncontaminated karma, and then will be performing the fully repentant result, experiencing not only temporary peace this whole life, not temporary happiness, enjoyment, but on top, you will be could be experiencing the ultimate peace and the ultimate enjoyment. That means is finally you can completely be freedom from the not only karma, but you can freedom from obscuration of delusion. That means finally you can be freedom from the obscuration of ignorance. Ignorant means misconception, misunderstanding, mind. That is the ignorant means. So how could we can freedom from the ignorance? You need to understand what is true nature of yourself and what is the true nature of phenomena, and particularly the true nature law of cause and effect. You need to understand whether your excellent investigations, once excellent or endless, analytical, endless, the wisdom, pure wisdom, and follow the perfect logic, follow the perfect reasoning, and follow perfect judgment. And then you can form the perfect, the certainty, excellence of the view born from this wisdom mind. And then this view, you can train your mind with the first hearing wisdom, second the contemplation wisdom, and third is meditation wisdom. Meditation wisdom means to train your mind, practice with this conviction, with this certainty, the perfect view, and then your mind will become more habituated, more familiarity about this positive emotion, which is like compassion, wisdom. These two is the roots, coming futures, following coming futures of happiness, enjoyment, especially ultimate peace and ultimate enjoyment is 100% sure, born from realization of true nature, where one's own primordial wisdom and achievement in the state experiencing of the compassion, the great method of compassion and loving kindness. If your heart can fulfill free the wisdom and the compassion, and then you form, heart to form the root of ultimate happiness and the ultimate enjoyment. So that means it is everybody, sooner or later, you can freedom from the ignorant delusion and karma. Therefore, everyone you can have potential power for finding ultimate peace and ultimate enjoyment. Sooner or later, everyone one day could liberate from the full of suffering of samsara and fully can freedom from the force of samsara. That means is our nature mind. Our mind nature is primordially pure. Compassion, primordially pure, peaceful. Primordially is wisdom. That sometimes we call as Buddha nature, we can say. Sukhatangarpa or Adhangatangarpa Sanskrit language. But literally in Tibetan, it's Devashaki Ningbo. Devashaki Ningbo means the essence of Buddha nature. So the essence of Buddha nature means the true nature, the primordial pure nature, equally pervading for everybody. There's no one an exception. Since small insect, nature mind, up to of extraordinary beings like Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, gods, goddesses, there's no difference. One quality. one nature, equal quality, I mean, is the Buddha nature, there's no difference. Then if equal quality, everyone, then what is different? Some is a holy person, we say, some is a lower person, lower being, some is an upper being, what is different? Some is more suffering, some is less suffering, some is completely free suffering. Some is heart is fully compassion and love, some heart is fully of the negative emotion. And what is the difference if you say equal quality, then? But the means is because depending to the temporary oscillation, it's different, the level, the layer of the temporary, the oscillation, karma, the temporary oscillation, the delusion, the temporary oscillation of the ignorant, not the same everyone. But rather doesn't matter is the what kind of level of you have obscurations, but that is sense born in samsara is separately existent, not unseparability, not one test to your nature markers. These just the obscurations are raising by the circumstantially, accidentally appears there. So therefore, sooner or later Ruby can separate this obscuration to your nature mark, like the cloudy, the sky, the pure sky. Sometimes say, oh, today is not good, this sky is not pure, very cloudy, or very stormy, very polluted, something we can say, very dusty. But actually, actual of the space, always pure. Space is a space, always pure. But circumstantially, the appearances obscure better of the delusion, the pollution, polluted, dusty air. So it doesn't mean it's easy. This pollution is transferred into our space, one test. No. With pure sky or without impure, but sky is always pure. Similar, with the delusions or without delusion, your mind is always pure. So therefore, the obscurations just circumstantially appearances there, not ultimately, not primordially. So therefore, sooner or later, 100% sure, can one day you freedom from this obscuration. Like the sky is nature is primordially pure. Therefore, sooner or later, no matter how thick the clouds, how the space and the beauty, but sooner or later will be the pure sky is coming. Because the space is primordially pure. So our nature, the Buddha nature is like primordially pure. So now, in this case, everybody is now really thinking more to form the true nature one's own mind. Everyone, as you have, you need to be responsibility to recognize, has to be recognized one's own true nature mind. Because usually enough bring past 20, 40, 30, 60 years as a day and night, we looking, listening, smelling, touching, test something from outside. Ours from external form, some smell, test, good form or not, good smell not, or good test or not, good sound or not, or something like this. Ours, because we have some five sense source faculty, this body, this contaminated body with five faculty. So this the five faculty naturally is depends to the external five sense source object. So therefore, we always trust to the external five sense object is going very well, and then you feel must be happy, enjoy. If external, the development stage of five sense pleasure, the five sense source object is unpleasant, and then must be you thinking you are suffering. So that's why we too much trust to depend your peace and happiness is as produced or depend to the external development state or maturity. That's normal. That's 90, I think 95% or maybe 99% in this among human life. Even we are very intelligent, but still we just going like this way. But today, now what I'm saying is not true. That is not 100%. So because of the mental, today we're talking the root, happiness and the peaceful is not very much dependent to the external maturity. It's dependent to the internal quality. from your heart. One's own mind could be the creator of suffering and creator of the happiness, both. Because your heart is good and the result experiencing is good. Our heart is bad and that is the result is also bad. That's why in the text they say, Samba zana sadhana yasa. Samba mana sadhana yasa. Kamchi samba dalara samba zana meant Jews. So that means it's just, I quoted one verse. If good motivation and good ground, good path, good result. If bad motivation and bad path and bad ground and bad result. So therefore, should not forget to find the root of happiness, enjoyment is as one's own motivation, depending on your motive. So try to, control or train your mind, be positively and avoid as much as you can the negative emotions or so on. Because this is the fundamental, the cause and condition for everyone, the happiness, enjoyment comes to your heart, your mind. So, therefore, the Buddha says, commit no evils, engage as much in virtuous deeds, subduing one's own mind thoroughly. This is the Buddha Dharma, actually say. One verse I just quoted from Sutra text. Why Buddha says commit no evils? Because evil action, body, speech, heart, the evil motivation, and that is direct or indirect cause of unpeaceful life and the unsatisfaction life and the suffering unpleasant form. So therefore nobody wants to be unsatisfaction, nobody wants to be unhappiness or so on. So therefore, if this is true, if you want to be free from suffering, and then commit no evils, Buddha said, please commit no evils, because evil is as the cause and condition for suffering for everyone. So therefore, first you need to understand, trust to this natural law first. Secondly, as much you can, please commit no evils. That's one reason. And then thirdly, he says, engage as much in virtuous deeds, because everybody wants to be happy, enjoy peaceful life. Therefore, I mentioned you happy enjoyment is born from positive emotion, compassion, love, kindness, pure motivation, pure wisdom. We mentioned you. So the virtue actions, the merits, collection merits, those are directly or indirectly causes condition for your coming happiness enjoyment. So therefore we look in such happy enjoyment. In this case, Buddha says, please engagement as much in virtuous deeds, because we want to be happy, enjoy in this life and future, both. So therefore, temporary happiness, temporary enjoyment, or ultimate peace and enjoyment, both are very much related to the engagement of virtuous deeds. Okay, that's why. And then the third one, he says, is subduing one's own mind thoroughly. Then finally, what means a virtue mind? What means is the engagement of virtues? What means is the commit no evil? And briefly say, subdue one's with one's own mind. Control. Not very wild like monkey, crazy monkey mind. Wild elephant like just don't live like this way, emotionally, like negative emotion. If too much just you live or chasing and to the after of negative emotion, desire, anger, ignorance, jealousy, hatred, harmful thought, harmony, mind, too much, as you're excessively in your mind, started wandering with this foolishly, and then you lost the inner peace and the root of happiness, enjoyment, for temporary benefit and for losing the ultimate peace and ultimate enjoyment too. So therefore, and Buddha says, subduing with one's own mind thoroughly. This is Buddha Dharma. That is the cause and condition of happiness, enjoyment for everyone. That's natural law of cause and effect. But unfortunately, actually, we are very, very ordinary, ignorant. The mind is even though we want to be freedom from suffering, but we chasing after the cause and the condition of suffering. But why? The questions, because everyone wants to be happy, enjoyment, but still, why are we chasing to the cause and condition of suffering? And how you answer? Only one. There's no many different. Ignorant, I think. It's a mistake, misunderstanding, the stupidity. Because wanting happy, enjoy, but chasing after to the cause and condition of suffering. So that's the mistake. So therefore, Buddha, in the text, it says, the Shantadeva text, it says, Dungar Dundu, 7 years, Dungar Deva Mumbai, Deva, Timu belonging to a destination. I just quote it from Tibetan language. But it's Indian master, what they says. Dungar Dundu, 7 years, Dungar Deva Mumbai, first two line. That has just mentioned to you the meaning. Although wanting to be freedom from suffering, but chasing to the cause of suffering. And wanting happiness, enjoyment, but by themselves, like enemy life, by themselves destroy the cause of happiness and enjoyment. Again, the question is because we wanting happy, enjoy, but why by yourself going to destroy the root of happiness, enjoyment? How we answer? Again, ignorant. That means to be ignorant. Obscure, your mind is obscuration of the ignorant, misconception, misunderstanding. That means stupidity. We want happiness, enjoyment, but enemy life by oneself, destroy what owns the root of happiness, enjoyment. So therefore, it must be distinguished clearly which is necessary engagement, object of knowledge, which is necessary abandonment, object of knowledge, by your excellent investigations and the temples and wisdom mind to know, to judge. And finally, you get the conviction and certainty which should to do, which should not to do, which is good for us and for others, which is harming for oneself and harming to others, and which is good cause condition for this life and which is for future. Everything is clearly, because we are human beings, human brain, human mind is more clever, more intelligent, So we can learn, we can start, we can understand it. And then finally, if by yourself clearly understand, and nobody can destroy your this pure view. Nobody can stop your this. Nobody can break your this of view. When you get it, the conviction born. But if unfortunately, not ignorant, yet not certainty, and then, like one house at the grass, that the windy is 4 directions change and then is moving directions also change. Unstable, because that means yet not born the certainty view. This is the problem. Today someone says, that's good, oh maybe I try. And next day says someone says, no, that's not good, oh maybe not, I need this. So that means that you have no pure view by yourself, yet not. So therefore, as one day if you get a pure view and pure certainty, then nobody cannot change your heart. Nobody can destroy your heart. No one leading you to the wrong way. Not only other cannot leading you in the wrong way, but you can lead him to other things in the right way. You have this power comes to you. You can get to them, leading into the right path. For not only one's lifetime, this imprint of the habitual basic tendencies is stored on the stem your mind. And then, in further love after another love, you are become more progress, the qualities and process of development stage, more purer and purer, and lesser the obscuration of delusion karma. Finally, completely will be your freedom from the obscuration, delusion, and karma. Completely you will be achievement to state of omniscience, all-knowing knowledge. It means free your heart will be full, compassion and wisdom. That is enlightenment mind. Mind of enlightenment. That is Buddhahood. That is Bodhisattva. So that is Ayah being, noble being, supreme being, holy being. No matter whatever you like, say God's being or God says, or whatever you say, holy person or whatever. That's holy is holy. So ours. So therefore. very important to look inside your heart, 10 to 10, to check. Of course, we are very ordinary, so therefore the habitual basic tendency negative is very easy arresting for your heart, and because already habituated, and not that much easy positive emotion arresting because yet not so much habituated. So therefore you need effort. You need to patience to progress such pure motivation. But not forever very hard. Because when you become habituated of positive emotion, and one day even you want to be, the negative emotion comes to you, but that time is not easy. Negative emotion comes to you, not easy. And beginning is positive emotion, not easy to come for you, but finally is even positive, the negative emotion, not easy arresting for you. That is why Bodhisattva were never angry, were never jealousy, were never hatred, the harmful thought comes to no one, even second is not possible. Because he or her heart is completely free, achieving the state of ultimate peace, ultimate enjoyment, and pure wisdom, compassion. That is. But we haven't yet achieved this level, but we can have the potential power we mentioned you. Buddha nature is there. So therefore, no need to worry. Sooner or later can be, but step by step, slowly, slowly. First, which step with not wrong path. And then no problem. Sooner or later you are closer to enlightenment. But the first which step is the wrong path, and then further form the right result. It's a more suffering, more obstacle. So the problems are not only one life. If problem and life after another also is a problem. Further, because the natural law of cause and effect I mentioned you. So therefore, now we are lucky, we are fortunately born in this human realm. Not only we have freedom, what you want to do, what you should not want to do, and full of the faculties. Now it's exactly the right time. On top also especially is like this kind of the Dharma or traditions, some of the pure traditions, pure lineages, pure cultures, you have chance, opportunity to learn and study. That's always because good karma, the sign. So therefore now, just must keep this connection continuously deep in your heart, And then that is, you feel in this life comfortable, and during the death comes, also you have very feeling comfortable, not need sad, not need disappointed. You did well done in this life, and therefore you have courage, confidence, very high, always. Especially during the approaching of the death, that time you have more courage, more confidence, because you have very satisfaction feeling, because you did well done in this life. So therefore, no need to worry about immediate next rebirth. 100% you feel guaranteed that this proves the energy, and you will go on higher fortune. That not only you benefit, but you can benefit others also too for them. So, but unfortunately, the opposite, if we don't care in this life, very carelessness into negativity only, and then this life is unhappy, lost, terrible, and the tense, and then especially during the death, 100% sure will be very sad, very regret and disappointedness, because this is the end of the life. But misty to so many things. Therefore, on purpose, they're also nervous to next rebirth, what happened, what going, so many things. So therefore, harm in this life and future is so good. So therefore, now we must be, of course, and try as much as responsibility on the positively, and keep this compassion, love for all beings. Anyway, some karma projection, today projected result, we can't say 100% always everything is good. But when you have good, happy life, of course, you must enjoy, but should not forget to share this expression for all sentient beings. May all beings be happy, enjoy like me, like you. Everyone wants to be happy, enjoy. When in case accidentally, if suffering, still don't be angry, don't be upset. You must be accepted that your misdeed karma. As today is experiencing. So that happens is maybe my this suffering, my this problem, represented to all other sentient suffering. Maybe this instead for others suffering something, and that is meaningful suffering. Your sufferings can have meaning. What is meaning? Courage, confidence arising, At the same time, you have power to purification, very skillful purification, because you can accept this from the law of cause and effect. And on top, you share compassion and love to other sentient beings. Maybe no one is suffering like this. No, maybe my suffering can be represented into others' suffering. That means your suffering will have meaning, right? Physically pain, but mentally you have freedom from the fear and the sufferings or so on. So therefore, hopefully, others are happy, enjoy, good. That time should not forget. Everyone become happy, enjoyment. And then, unfortunately, sometimes it happens, have no choice, and that time you should not lose your energy, your confidence, and keep still the courage continuously, and share your compassion, love, kindness to sentient beings. Maybe everyone freedom from such or suffering, so on. You know. So therefore, in the text, the last one I just quote, one verse, in the Shandadeva says in the Master in the text, the Pojaya Avatar text, it says, so, sorry, yeah, that's I already quoted in my mind, not about this one. The other one is what's it? So all the sufferings and the problems from the separation, all the happiness, enjoyment, enlightenment is born from cherishing to others. Motivation to cherishing to others. That's very important. Looks like opposite of ordinary perception, but anyway, the point is happiness, enjoyment born from pure motivation, and the problems born from the wrong motivation. So therefore, try as much you can. Train, and then finally, if there's no choice, and then we also the text, this text and the other words that says, that one verse with 4 lines I just quoted from this text. Indian master, the scholar master, says, why unhappy if about something if he can remedy it? And what is the use unhappy if being what is the use being unhappy if it is cannot be remedied? Cannot be remedied. So that means it's very important. This is one verse with 4 lines. First 2 lines and second 2 lines, the meaning. Very important for us to keep in the heart. Meaning is first I again said the first 2 lines. Why unhappy? If the why unhappy about something, about something, if he can remedy it. Because when you see, oh, if there's something problems, and you see, check, can I stop this? Can I change this? Can I, stop about this? And if you see the solution, if you find, oh, it's possible, then no problem. Then why are you unhappy? Because you can't change this. That's what he says, Something is, why unhappy about something if he can remedy it? That's one. But in case, unfortunately, sometimes you can't see that solution to change. So it's impossible. Then still he says, what is the meaning of unhappy? Because if it cannot be remedied, that means you must acceptably bear your karma and keep your compassion. This is represented to others' suffering. And then that means is that both you have happy, the problems, or peaceful, both are chance, opportunity, courage, confidence are rising. Will never lose your energy. You will never lose your courage and confidence. We need to generate pure courage and pure confidence, but we don't need pride, arrogance. Pride, arrogant. So pride, arrogant is a negative emotion, because sometimes people feel, oh, what are you talking? If there's no arrogance, if there's no strong arrogance, no strong pride, that means lose my energy. I must be a weakness person. No. If you have courage, confidence, that is enough. Strong. Courage, confidence is born from pure motivation, born from the pure logic and perfect reasoning, and better wisdom, and compassion. The courage, confidence. But the pride, arrogance, born from the wrong logic, wrong reasoning, ignorant mind, and misconception mind, and selfishness, self-cherishing mind. This is different. So therefore, if your mind is deluded with the pride, negative emotion, pride and arrogance, and then sooner or later there will be some problems comes to you. If courage, confidence, pure confidence born from your wisdom, knowledge, and sooner or later you will be satisfaction and peaceful enjoyment comes to you. That's 100% sure. So therefore, anyway, try as much as you can want the root happiness, enjoyment from your heart, one's own heart. That's Buddha says, you are the master of yourself. What other master could they be you? Through coming yourself alone, you found a master heart to find. Alright, so that is the speech. So anybody, if you have any questions, so we're going to the question and answers. Anybody, if you have questions, please raise it on. Anyone? Do they have any questions? Yes, please.
So you spoke about pure motivation. So if you're creating good deeds, like you're helping somebody out, but you don't have a pure motivation, it's born out of some kind of pride or arrogance for your own self. The pure motivation, does that only come from seeing oneself directly, the true nature of oneself directly, rather than it being about trying to create actions that seem like they're pure, but they don't have pure motivation. So they might be making a good deed, but not about pure motivation. Does that make some sense?
Actually, according to the Mahayana tradition, the first 7 actions among the 10 for body, speech, and heart. So the first 3 actions from body, second 4 actions from speech, and total 7. Both are positive and negative. But these 7 actions depend to the motivation, not depend to the appearances.
Yeah.
So appearances could be a reflection of positive or the reflection of negative. So therefore, sometimes if meant is he or her heart, the projection, motivation is totally negative, fully negative as you like mentioned. But appearance says that his actions from body speech is very positive, looks like. And people go, oh, he is very nice, he's a very good calmness or very positively something can be arising fact, even devotion like to them. But in fact, unfortunately, is that this person himself or herself, the creator, is still negative. But the followers not negative because mistake, ignorant, but still because he felt his action, the action of body and the action of speech, but not he or her heart because ignorant. Heart he don't know, he cannot read he or her, but he mistake. His heart must be also as pure because speech, actions of speech and the body is positive, but in fact not. So therefore the follower have no negative. Of course, it's the opposite. It can have positive because your action of body speech is perfect. He lied. He accept agreement your action. But it is the motivation he wasn't really. This is the problem. Ignorant. There's some ignorant, but one is right. But the creator, the other one, who going this action, this person, 100% is negative. 100% means it's just the positive. It's just reflection of positive. Very, very little karma is positive possible because even the reflection is positive from body speech. But in fact, the motivation is negative. Then we need to understand for this another example, the opposite, the contrary. The first 7 actions from body speeches totally looks like negative. killing, stealing, sexual misconduct from physically, and lying, slander, harsh word, and chatter, the gossips, something is from speech. It looks like very negative, looks like free. And then someone angry and blaming, or as a complaining, or fighting, or quarreling to this, or he or she is not good or very bad, or how can, especially some like teachers, or some lamas or something, then more angry maybe, oh, how can he be teacher, how he can be like the teacher's pressure, look, his action, something. But let it be hard to judge. 100% we cannot say this is true. But because he or her heart is fully compassion and fully of wisdom, pure wisdom. But his technique, method is used in the moment is like radical activities. Because he knows it depends to the different country, different people, different culture, different politics. Sometimes it's necessary to use these kind of actions better than the peaceful. Like Marpa Rotawa, master, he used most 80-90% of the appearance action for physically, verbally is like kind of like negative to the Milarepa. His disciple. He's a hard disciple, this Milarepa. But as in fact is of course fully is positive action for Marpa. That's why is the Milarepa enlightenment once lifetime. Milarepa never holding the ruby to his master because his heart is full faith and devotion, trust to the Marpa, his master Marpa. So therefore, no matter what Marpa saying, Marpa showing, but he believed that is directly and indirectly method for purification, for benefit. So therefore, he never lost his faith and devotion, and so therefore enlightenment. But doesn't mean the Marpa always showing this first 7 negative action for everyone. No, only most for Milarepa, but not for others. Because others have not this power to accept that is something is positive, Suddenly it's wrong, you comes against it with the Marpa and then negative, right? So therefore, so like this way, Mahayana traditions are a little bit hard to judge from only body and speech, because he or her motivation we can't read. If you are clear bones, if you are very perfect judgment, then fine, but it's not easy. So, in this case, it sometimes happens, the opposite comes. But of course, generally, if this if successfully if work, and the best is external, physically, verbally positive, and mentally positive, both, and that is they're not really confusing. That's an excellent action. And then the second best is mentally positive, 100%, but physically, verbally is negative. That's the second best action for benefit each other. The third one is the physically, verbally is positive action and mentally negative. This is the worst of the third one. What is the fourth one, you think? Can you guess the fourth one? Both is negative. Physically, verbally, and mentally. That is the worst. It's most of the zero of the virtue. Only is negative. Fully. So like this way, we judge and we understand many things. Who is going virtue, who is not, especially oneself. Actually, should not too much judge to other, because it can mistake sometimes, But if you like to judge, is right or wrong, most try to judge oneself. I'm going right or wrong. I'm thinking right or wrong. I'm doing this right or wrong. This plan is good or not for you or for others something. When you see by your wisdom and your motivation, everything looks perfect. And try to keep continuously good motivation. So could be can benefit you or benefit others. If you see something is maybe not good motivation, maybe not perfect something, see, and then try to change, at the stroke or at the moment. So therefore, is the judgment usually, of course, ordinary is like very much to judge other, So almost never they judge oneself. Oneself is always like number one, excellent, perfect, like, like creator of universe, like I'm always, People always love talking to other. Never say I, me, It's a very rare good thinking. But practitioners, Dharma practitioners, more need to judge, check yourself. What I'm doing, why I'm doing this, why I'm thinking this, what is my motivation, what for purpose, what is my goal, something like what is benefit to each other, something we need to more judge, less judge to others. But if you are a teacher, if you are really going to responsibility to others, then you need to judge others. Because if you don't, then you don't know how to help them. So therefore, you should be to know who is a good student and who is not that much good, and what is not good, what is good, because you are a teacher. Mother must be need to respond to judge his kids, her kids. If a mother carelessness and then cannot take care enough, that's the different way. Otherwise, you are not this kind of responsibility, then only just want to blame him better. Not too much judge to other practitioners. Judge more oneself. That's very good. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to the last part, the dedication prayer. And during this dedication prayer, you just relax on your very comfortable way, physically. And then it's mentally keep your energy on the very positively. Compassion, loving kindness, we mention you. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings be happy, enjoying the process of happiness in your life, this. Or otherwise just relax and just leave alone on nature on your minds. Or focus on the song, the melody of my prayer. Anyway, I'm going to ask dedication prayer to represent what everyone. Be happy, enjoy more life, less obstacles, for enlightenment, for perfections, for peace, so on. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rinpoche. We much appreciate your visit and sharing your wisdom and your prayers. Radiate this room, they will stay here. So we thank you again for making this effort to come and share your wisdom. And we'd like to show our appreciation. May we have a photograph with you? Yes, if anyone wants to be in a photograph, step to the front. Oh, so it'll just be you, right? You do.
If anyone's getting someone's standing in the
Where's your compassion?
Let's go on the chair. Right, okay, still here? Squeeze in, please, some seats on the chair.
Thank you very much.
Just a minute. Oh wow, what's that? I've got held one of these today. Just press that button.
Yeah.
It's going quick, so I think.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
We'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
We have to get this. This is very good. It's better than the only things we have. I'll take a photograph.